Jerry, I want to bring you back to the morning of January 13th. And I had a meltdown that morning. I did. And do you have any idea of what the night of January 12th was? And I'm not going to say that you don't know what you're talking about if you don't remember this, especially the date on it.
Was January 13th the whole issue?
The whole issue?
In the morning?
No.
That wasn't with the pants and walking around?
No. That was not that. No. I'm talking about something that happened the night before in sports. On January 12th, where I came in and I had a sports meltdown on January 13th. And I said, I'm not going to be able to take this, Jerry. I'm not going to be able to do it. I said to Boomer, I am losing my mind. Everything in sports sucks because of something that happened. Well, I'll tell you what it was.
I don't know. January 12th. It's got to be basketball related.
It is basketball related.
Has to be.
It was the night that Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant got together, and they beat the brakes off of the Chicago Bulls, who at that time were the hottest team in basketball. Yeah. And I said, oh, my God, we're going to watch the Nets win an NBA championship.
I do remember that, yes.
And I said, I'm not going to be able to deal with this. I said, I hate their guts. I can't take it.
Right.
Because everything, and then I also admitted that I was jealous, and that's why my emotions were the way they were, because I've been waiting for a basketball team to be that good that I root for forever, it seems like. And I saw that team, and I was just envious. And I said, they are now back, and I know that Kyrie couldn't play every game at that point, but I didn't think it mattered. I really didn't. And they're going to go win a championship. Now, that was a couple of months ago now at this point, not even 2 months ago. And now we get where we are this morning with Kevin Durant coming back. He scores 31. They blow a 16-point lead. And the Miami Heat end up just blowing right by him. And the Nets are towards the bottom of the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference with no resolution on Kyrie Irving, really no resolution on when Ben Simmons is going to play, and an Eastern Conference that can be pretty pesky to say the least.
It's tough, actually.
So in a couple of months, things have really fallen apart, and I don't feel anywhere near the same way I felt back on the morning of January 13th, where I thought that the Nets were going to win a championship. At this point, I would be absolutely floored if they even made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, because I see a shorthanded Heat team last night that is running around. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo doing
Hero
whatever.
and Adebayo were unbelievable.
Whatever the hell he wanted to do in the game. With the Nets with no answers with Kevin Durant coming back.
Yeah, I was very disappointed Nick Claxton last night. I thought inside they got beat up pretty good. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I do think, to your point, why they were so good in Chicago was they were at full force. And this is the one thing this team is lacking, even with Durant on the floor. They need that secondary star. I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, I thought they should have won last night anyway, especially when you turn the TV on, you find out Jimmy Butler's not playing, PJ Tucker's not playing. I would have, and I didn't. I almost went to my BetMGM account and was going to bet the Nets. I wound up not doing it because I went out for a little while, but I expected them to win that game. That having been said, to your point, what you saw 2 months ago, which we haven't seen and we'll never see again since Harden's in Philadelphia, but to a different degree when Simmons does play and Kyrie's back, when they do get on the floor together, and it might not be till next season, I don't know, I do think they're going to be a damn good basketball team, because when you've got Kyrie and Durant on the floor together, who are you taking away? Well, all right. As good as Durant was last night, there's no secondary guy to go. There's really not. You want to tell me Patty Mills can hoist up threes from time to time? Yes. You want to tell me Seth Curry from time? Yes. But consistently, those are two superstars, very difficult to defend.
Okay. Good points. Good basketball thoughts. When are we going to see these guys together?
I don't know. I don't know.
That is the biggest problem.
I'll tell you this. You've got a three-game stretch now on the road where you're going to see Durant and Irving together. And I think you're playing in Boston,
Charlotte, and Philly.
Right. You've got 3 games here that are going to tell me a lot about what they will be. Now, it doesn't mean what we see over the next 3 games is what they will be going forward, because they haven't played together for quite a while. But I feel like Durant and Irving together will pick right up where they left off.
I don't know if it's going to be good enough, though. I really don't.
It might
the
not
two
be.
of them, I don't think. See,
I don't know
what this team is going to need to get to where they want to go and where they have to go is they need Ben Simmons to come back and be pre-scared to shoot Ben Simmons.
Which I think he can. But see, here's the thing about Ben Simmons.
I know you think he can.
He's a pass-first guard.
But he has to play, but he also has to play with confidence. He has to play with confidence.
I understand.
There has to be some sort of threat of him going to the basket.
But does there?
But I think going to the basket, not shooting, but actually going to the basket.
That's fine. So driving to the basket. My concern with Ben Simmons is being afraid to shoot the jump shot, which he doesn't have to do, and I don't want him to do.
And he hasn't played in a very long time.
I know that.
And it could be April in which he plays.
No question.
And
he's
now
got to ramp
all of a sudden
up.
you're talking about him. Kevin Durant was asked about it last night. How many games is it going to take?
No idea.
He goes, it could be 1, it could be 10, it could be
next
20.
year. Could be next season.
But at this point, time is running out.
Well, no, it's not. Kevin Durant signed for another 4 years.
No, I'm talking about in this particular season.
That's why I said it could be next year, and I don't know that. The thing about Ben Simmons,
another wasted year with the whole Durant experience.
It has been. The idea is to still get one, to be quite honest with you, for a franchise that's never won. The Ben Simmons thing, to me, I will continue to see, and until I'm proven wrong, I will believe, as long as he's in game shape, which will take a couple of actual games, I don't think the way he plays takes as long to come. Like Klay Thompson right now is having trouble with his shot. Well, if Klay Thompson doesn't make the three and isn't scoring,
he's nothing.
He doesn't do a whole lot of other things great. Everything Ben Simmons does well has nothing to do with scoring and shooting.
Then why the hell isn't he out there?
Quicker.
Why is there no timetable? And why could it be April?
I think the skeptic in me would say because they've got post March 10th written on the calendar. I don't know that. I have absolutely no idea why that would be the case. I'm telling you what I think it could be. No one told me that, but I think most skeptics would say that could be it. Now, the back, is that real? I don't know. He hasn't played in how long? That could be a flare-up for sure. But once he does get on the floor and once he's healthy, I don't think what he does on the basketball court will take long to come back. I just don't.
Even more confidently than I declared that the Nets were going to go win a championship on whatever that day was.
January 13th.
Thursday, January 13th. I am more confidently declaring that it is not happening for them this year.
You could be very right.
It is
I can't argue that.
And there was something about last night that really, because if you remember yesterday, I was like, Nick's done, irrelevant, doesn't matter. It's all about the Nets and Kevin Durant coming back tonight. There was something about him coming back, and I know Kyrie couldn't play, but him coming back, scoring 31, but them still losing to a very good team in the Eastern Conference when they were up 16, that made me say, this isn't going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It was early. I mean, they were up 16 in the second quarter. They had a great first quarter.
Still with Kevin Durant on the court when you're up 16, I'm thinking.
For sure.
Even in today's NBA, I'm thinking he's going to finish the job.
Yeah, I mean, they cut into that by halftime, though.
But all of the hullabaloo of him coming back, I'm thinking he's going to finish the job.
When they were hitting on all cylinders as they were in that first half, my thought was, go beat this team by 40.
Yeah.
And leave no doubt, and let's move on. Yeah, but that didn't happen.
But, I mean, what I saw with Miami, and Miami's had pretty good success the last couple of years. They went to the finals in the, the bubble season.
Yep.
And came back not as good last year. But what I saw from them last night is a team that has played together.
Sure.
A team that knows one another. Someone that can withstand an injury here or there, even against a good team, and go out and win in comeback fashion, albeit in the first half. The comebacker being down the most amount of points in the first half. That's what I saw. With the Nets, it's so disjunct. There's no flow. It's so disjunct. You don't know who's going to play, who's going to come back, who's allowed to play. And I do think that it sucks, and we've talked about it a million times. Doesn't make any sense that Kyrie Irving can't play, and he should be able to play.
So what? I'm assuming you saw most of this game last night.
Yes.
So what changed? Because to me, there was one obvious thing that was different first half to second half, and I can't explain it. Because what I saw in the first half was kind of to what you're discussing, a team that's kind of connected. The ball movement was tremendous in the first half. The ball wasn't sticking. Yeah, there were some possessions where Kevin Durant took the ball and he was going to shoot and score, but there was great ball movement. The offense flowed. They were making the extra pass. There was one sequence where they got the ball to Seth Curry in the left corner off of 4 boom, boom, boom passes where Miami couldn't keep up, and it was tremendous. It was beautiful to watch. The second half, to me, the ball started to stick. And it's the same. It's kind of like the whole Carmelo thing. When the Knicks were going well, they were playing team basketball, and when the ball sticks, all of a sudden it becomes isolation ball, and it's not great. And to me, that's what last night was. And I don't know why you changed.
Yeah.
But that's what I saw last night.
Yeah, my answer was going to be defensive intensity in the second half.
That too, because defensively in the first half, they were all over the place.
Right, and Bam Adebayo just basically saying, I'm doing whatever the hell I want in this game. I'm going to go for 30 and 11, and you guys can go screw. I mean, that's basically what I saw in that game, which is a scary thought for Nets fans. It is. So, I mean, I don't know if Kevin Durant, I'm thinking Kevin Durant is looking at the rest of this season like, there is still a chance.
Of course he is.
For us to do this.
No doubt.
There's no doubt that he's thinking total disaster, year 3's a mess. I got to force myself out of here like James Harden forced himself out.
No, he's not
no
going
way
anywhere.
He's thinking that.
No.
Which is a great thing for Nets fans. But, I mean, with the outside looking in, I mean, if there was an answer, like Ben Simmons is coming back in 2 games. The vaccine mandate private sector part of this is going to get dropped in a week. Then I would say, hey, you got something going for you. But there's no answers there.
There's not, but I do think, and this is the glass half full part, because a lot of it is glass half empty for damn sure on what you're saying. Ben Simmons will play, and when, I don't know, but he will play, and it will be prior to the playoffs, so they will get some games in. And I do think, you saw what the NFL did yesterday. Mm-hmm. They dropped all their COVID protocols. You're seeing it from city to city to city. I do think, again, I have no idea, but I do think we're much closer to the vaccine mandate being taken away. The question is it in time for April? Because while Kyrie's not playing every game, he is playing. Mm-hmm. And they are going to get good stretches on the road. Like I say, so you've got today's March 4th. They play in Philly on March 10th, and I don't think their next home game is till the 12th or the 13th, I think.
It's the 13th against the Knicks, actually.
So you've got a solid, 10 days now where you can just focus in on a team that's got Kyrie and Durant, as long as they stay healthy, and then hope something happens within the next couple of weeks. Because once something happens, I imagine it would be relatively immediate within a week of a decision. But you're right. There are no certainties, none, because Kyrie may not play home games until next year.
Do you feel like this season is a total disaster so far? Now, I know that you've been fighting
Boomer
not all
to their, but not all their fault. I really don't think it's all their fault. The Kyrie thing, I will never fault someone for not being forced to take the vaccine. I just won't. I did it, had no problem doing it. I understand people that don't want to do it. That's fine. Your decision. Go for it. I think that sucks that happened. I think it sucks that it happened in a city where it's one of few cities in the world where you can't work without the vaccine. It's insane. If he played for the Pacers, he'd play 82 games this year, or as long as he wanted to play.
Right. Remember last year.
The James Harden thing, I think he's a piece of garbage that worked his way out of here because he's a coward and didn't want to fight and do it.
He wanted to work for Daryl Morey. He was going to give whatever he wanted.
Disgusting.
And be the man again.
And, that whole thing stinks. You want to say they didn't do their due diligence, that they should have saw this coming? I guess. But when he came here, he played pretty darn well. And when they worked together, the few times it worked pretty well. So I don't put it all on Sean Marks. I think he is doing things that many franchise fans wish their GMs did. And that's going after a title. I find it humorous that there are, and I'm not naming names, that there are a lot of Met fans in this town that have murdered the Wilpons for not going out and doing what you need to do to win a World Series. Be like the Dodgers. You only want to be the Dodgers, but you don't act like the Dodgers. So now you got a basketball team that is doing everything they can in their power within the rules of the game to try and get that first championship, and those same people find fault in it.
Yeah.
It's comical.
Well, I have never said that Sean Marks and the Nets shouldn't have gone out to get these guys, but I have rooted against them from the second that they've gotten here because, you become
the villain.
Yeah, and also I desperately wanted them to be Knicks. I did.
Oh,
and
sure.
Then, the whole injury with Kevin Durant thing, I felt at that point that the Knicks probably weren't going to go as aggressively after him as they were, but I wanted both of them. I remember tweeting out or retweeting the picture that Boomer had of Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson all in Knicks jerseys. I was all in on that, so I'm not going to lie about it.
Sure, yeah.
The fact that they went to the other team in town who was characterized as the little brother for so many years, it's sickening to me. So, of course, I don't want them to win, but there's no way I can criticize them for doing that, especially being the second franchise in town and wanting to be able to grow their brand. It was a no-brainer for them. But man, I needed some good news in sports, and I'm feeling like it's not happening.
They are to a certain extent. Understand what I'm saying? I'm not comparing franchises in success. I don't mean that. But in a weird way, they're like the Yankees, and the way the non-Yankee fan just rooted for, what do we call it? What Elimination Day, Eddie? You've got the shirt.
YE Day. Yes.
YE Day.
YE Day.
Like,
Yankee Elimination
instead
Day.
of worrying about your franchise, you had more hatred for the Yankees than you did passion for your team.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's what the Nets have become in this city in terms of basketball fans. And it's kind of cool if you're a Net fan.
And then the Knicks have become so irrelevant that the rest of this basketball season, I am rooting for the Nets to fail. And right now, it's working out great.
And you know what? I got to be honest with you. It's kind of cool.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.